morning, my dear children. Welcome to the online science class. So, my dear children, how are you all? I hope you are fine and you are safe. So, you have completed your um, home test on chapter 1, right? So, the next Monday, you are having home test on your chapter 2. Okay, so start to learn the chapter 2 just like the chapter 1. Read the one word question, read the textbook line by line, and read the question answers. From the question answer I will take the one word question. Okay, so start to learn the chapter 2. Okay, so have you completed copying the notes in your notebook? Yes. Okay, so if you have any doubt, we will discuss in the Zoom interaction class, or else you can call me. I should text me before 7 o'clock. Okay, so which chapter we have started in the previous class? Matter and its property, right? Chapter 4, matter and its property. In that chapter, what are the topics we have learned? So what are the three states of matter? Solids, liquids, and gases, right? So next we have learned about the properties of matter. So what are the properties of matter? Matter occupies space. Matter has weight. Matter can change from one form to the another. Okay, so today we are going to learn the next part. The first topic is measurement of matter. How we can measure the matter. Okay, so matter has a weight and a volume. Okay, matter has some weight and it has some volume. Okay, so the amount of space that take up is called the volume. So what do you mean by volume? The amount of space that matter takes up is called its volume. Put a line below the sentence. Okay, mark it. So if you put a pencil in some place, okay, it needs some space to sit there, right? It needs a space to be there. So that space, the amount of space that matter takes up is called its volume. Okay, so different devices such as measuring cup, measuring jar, pipette, measuring cup, measuring jar, pipette can be used to measure the volume. Okay, if you want to measure the volume, there are so many measuring instruments. That measuring cup we can use, measuring jar we can use, pipette we can use. Okay, so the amount of matter in an object is called it mass. Okay, put a line. The amount of matter in an object is called its mass. Okay, so how many amount of matter is present in its object, okay, that is called its mass. Okay, so determine the mass of the object, you should use a weighing scale. Okay, you should use the weight balance. Okay, so fruits and vegetable are measured. We are buying fruits and vegetable by measuring it weight, right? So even air has a mass. Okay, when you fill air into a balloon, if you measure the weight, it will also have some weight. Okay, if you we can use a teaspoon, right? We can use a spoon to measure the salt or sugar, right? So for all the matter, we are having some instrument to measure it volume, instrument to measure it mass. Okay, so these are the measurement of matter. Okay, then the uses of matter. So every property of the matter is useful. Okay, so most of the food that we eat is solids, right? We are eating rice, idli, dosa, chapati, puri, that is solid, right? Then we are using brick to construct the building, that is a solid, right? Then we are drinking liquids in water such as water, juice, right? Then petrol and diesel, that is also liquid, we are used for vehicle. Then gas such as oxygen, we are taking in oxygen which is essential for our living. Then plant use carbon dioxide, that is a gas. So all the property, all matters are using in our daily life. Even solid, liquid and gases are we are using in our daily life. Okay, so every property of a matter is very useful for us. Okay, then the next one is solution and solubility. So what is a solution and what is solubility? Okay, so liquid have a certain property. Okay, so it has some unique property of making the solution with solid. For example, sugar with water, honey with milk. Okay, if you when we dissolve a solid into the liquid, if we get a solution. So what is a solution mean? If you dissolve a solid into a liquid, that is called a solution. Okay, for example, if you are taking a spoon of sugar and mixing it with water, that is called the solution. Okay, so solid mixed with the liquid is called solution. Okay, so solution can be either homogeneous or heterogeneous. Okay, homogeneous or heterogeneous. Homogeneous and heterogeneous you will learn in the higher grade. But even though homogeneous mixture means we cannot be able to separate the solid and liquid in the water. If you are putting a spoon of sugar in the water, if you are mixing it, after it totally dissolve, we cannot be able to separate the salt from sugar from the water, right? Or if you take a cup of sand and mix it with the water, we can take it separately from the water, right? That is called heterogeneous mixture. Okay, this is the difference between homogeneous and heterogeneous mixture. Okay, so homogeneous mixture means the sugar will totally dissolve it in the water. We cannot be able to separate the sugar from the water. That is called homogeneous mixture. Heterogeneous mixture means if we take a cup of sand and put it in the water, we can separate the sand from the water. That is called the heterogeneous mixture. Okay, so both are the mixtures, right? So both are the mixture, but homogeneous is called the solution, because salt in water, sugar in water is called the solution. So that will be called as the solution. So two types of solution are there: homogeneous solution, heterogeneous solution. But homogeneous solution is the solution. We can't be truly we can call it as a solution. That if you put a spoon of sugar in a water and if you dissolve it, that is a solution. Okay, the next one, making solution. How we can make a solution? Okay, so a simple solution is formed by mixing two substances. Okay, so if you take a spoon of salt, take a cup of water, that salt we call it as solute. Okay, the substance in small amount that we are going to dissolve, okay, that is called solute. Okay, the substance in the small amount that get dissolved is called the solute. Okay, that get dissolved is called the solute. Okay, then the substance in larger amount is called solvent. That water is called as solvent. Okay, in one hand take a spoon of salt, in one hand take a cup of water. So the salt we are going to mix it in the water, that salt is called solute. Then the water is called solvent. These together mixed and form solution. Okay, these two mix together and form solution. Do you understand up to this much? Yes. Okay, then a solution have some certain characteristic. First, should be uniform. Uniform means it is a homogeneous mixture, totally dissolved in the mixture or throughout the mixture. Okay, we cannot be able to separate the solute from the solvent. Okay, we cannot be able to separate by filtering. Okay, then the solute and solvent color we cannot be able to see separately by the naked eye. Okay, the solute and solvent molecule cannot be seen separately by the naked eye. Okay, then soluble substance and insoluble substance. Next one. Okay, when a substance dissolves completely in a water, the substance is said to be a soluble substance. Substance such as sugar and salt are soluble substance. So what is soluble substance mean? If a substance totally dissolve in the water, we cannot be able to see that. Okay, totally dissolve in the water, that is called soluble substance. For example, if you take a spoon of sugar, mix it in the water, after it dissolve, we cannot be able to see the sugar in the water, right? So that is called the soluble substance. Okay, that is called the soluble substance. You can make it at your home. Take a cup of water, take a glass cup. Okay, under the guidance of your parents, take a glass cup. Okay, and take a spoon of sugar. Okay, glass cup is filled with water. Okay, take a spoon of sugar and try to mix it. It fully dissolve. Okay, it fully dissolve in the water. After that, you try to see it. Okay, you see the glass. Okay, you cannot be able to see that sugar inside the water. Okay, you can't be see because it is totally dissolved. That is called soluble substance. Okay, substance that do not dissolve in water are called insoluble substance. Okay, it will not dissolve in the water. Okay, it will not dissolve in the water. Okay, for example, sand, if we mix the sand in the water, it will not dissolve, right? It will be inside the water, we can able to see with the naked eye. Then in your home, take a cup of water. Okay, add a spoon of oil. Okay, under your parents guidance, add a spoon of oil inside. It will float above the water, it will never settle down. Okay, float in the water. Okay, that time you can see which is soluble substance and which is insoluble substance. That is insoluble substance. Okay, Then the next topic is solubility. So what do you mean by solubility? Put a line in the first sentence, okay? The ability of a substance to dissolve in a liquid is known as solubility. So the ability of the substance, okay? The ability of the substance to dissolve in the water, okay? Solubility, what do you mean by solubility mean? How much solute we can dissolve in the solution, okay? If we for example, take a cup, there is a cup of water, we can add 1 spoon, 2 spoon, 3 spoon of sugar and mix it in the water. At that time it fully dissolve, okay? After if you mix, after 3 spoons, if you put the sugar, if you try to dissolve, it will not dissolve, okay? So that is the, I mean, that is mean by, that is that solubility. Solubility means how much solute we can dissolve in a liter of a solvent, okay? How much solute we can use it for the solute to dissolve, okay? If you are keep adding, if you are continue keep adding the sugar, at a certain stage no sugar will dissolve, okay? The solution at this stage is to be saturated, that is called saturated solution. We cannot be able to add more and more sugar dissolve, okay? It will be stopped, okay? It cannot be able to dissolve, okay? It will not dissolve, we cannot be able to dissolve it, okay? So at a certain age it will stop, okay? So water is an universal solvent. We know that we use water for mixing everything. So water is capable of dissolving all the substances. So why we are just calling us good solvent, that is why we are calling water as a good solvent, okay? So solubility means how much solute we can dissolve in a liter of solvent, okay? So water is the universal solvent, mean good solvent mean because we can use water for dissolving all the substances. Other solvents such as kerosene, turpentine, oil, petrol dissolve oil, paint, grease, okay? So these are used for oil, grease, petrol, these are used for dissolving the paint, oil, grease and tar, okay? So these are the difference between solubility, insoluble and soluble substance, solvent and solute, okay? I think, I hope that you can understand, but if you are not able to understand, you can call me and ask the doubt, okay? Or else we can discuss it in the Zoom interaction class, okay? So we have completed this chapter, so we can recall what are the topics we have learned in this chapter. First one, matter and its property, right? Topic of the chapter. Then first we have learned about the states of matter. So what are the states of matter? Solids, liquids and gases. Then the change of states. So what are the changes of state? Evaporation, condensation, melting and freezing, right? Then the uses of matter. So what are the uses of matter? Then solution. What are the solution? Homogeneous solution, heterogeneous solution, then solute and solvent. Finally we have learned about the solubility, right? So I will send the notes today, copy it in your notebook. If you have any doubt, you can call me or text me before 7 o'clock. After 7 o'clock I won't reply, my dear children. Please understand that after 7 o'clock I won't reply, okay? So we will meet in our next class. Until, take care, bye bye, thank you.